Seven.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
And
And also coal and petroleum.
coal and petroleum. That chapter we will read from the NCERT book. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So combustion and flame, reproduction in animals, sound, light, stars and solar system, and coal and petroleum, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, there is force and pressure and friction.
Force and pressure and friction is also there. You didn't tell me that.
No, there is no force and pressure.
No, ma'am. There is no.
Force and pressure is done. You have already read this
Revision
chapter.
chapter. Yes, revision
ma'am.
chapter.
Okay, and friction is there, right?
And friction is not here. And friction is not here. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, these chapters
Okay.
only. And ma'am, you
ma'am.
told you will do coal and petroleum from NCERT books.
From NCERT book, yes. Coal and petroleum we will read from NCERT book. Okay, so let's start this chapter, combustion and flame, chapter 4. Everyone open page number 38.
Yes, ma'am. Open.
So in this chapter, we will learn about combustion. That means what is combustion, and combustible and non-combustible substances. That means the substances that take part in combustion and the substances that do not support or take part in combustion. Conditions necessary for combustion. So for combustion, what are the factors that control or that are necessary for combustion, and types of combustions. Then we will learn about the fuels. Here also you will see that in NCERT book that a separate chapter is there called coal and petroleum. In this section fuel, we will also learn about the coal and petroleum. You will see when we will just proceed. What happens when fuels are burnt? So what is produced, what we need for the burning of the fuels, what are the conditions for the burning of the fuels, and after burning the fuels, what do we get? Okay, so that we will learn, and at the end, we will learn about fire and fire extinguishers. Different types of fire extinguishers are there. You have seen in your school also. In our school also, you have seen different types of fire extinguishers are kept in different places so that we can use it in emergency conditions. So we will read about them. So in the first page, at the very first, you can see a box, getting started box is there. Let's see what is in there. Collect some materials such as wood, cloth, paper, polythene, dry leaf, iron nail, kerosene, cooking oil, etc. Try to burn each of these materials one by one and record your observations. So though you don't do it right now, but you can tell me, right? So tell me, wood,
Yes, ma'am.
will wood burn?
Yes,
So we will consider it as dry wood. Okay, if wood is written here, that means dry wood, not wet one. So yes, that will be a yes. Clothes, will they burn?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, clothes will also get burned. And especially if it's a synthetic cloth, it will catch the fire immediately, right? Though cotton
Yes,
clothes
ma'am.
will take a little bit time for catching the fire, but if it's synthetic cloth, it will catch the fire immediately. Papers,
Burn. Yes.
yes. Okay, have you done an experiment with paper? Have you taken a magnifying
ma'am.
glass on paper
Yes, ma'am.
outside your home? What happens?
Yes, ma'am.
Have,
I have done.
So you share with your class what happened? Tell it to everyone.
The paper will burn.
Yes. So if you just hold a magnifying glass on paper, yes,
Yes, ma'am.
it will just
It will burn.
accumulate. Yes,
Burn.
it will accumulate or concentrate the heat from the sun's light. Okay, and that heat will directly go to the downward direction and burn the paper. Okay, so let's do this one. Paper will burn. Yes. Now polythene. Will polythene burn?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Polythenes. Yes, it will burn, but it will emit some toxic gases, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Dry leaves. Dry leaves.
Yes.
Yes, that one will also be yes. Iron nail. Tell me what happened to others. Monoshi,
No.
Akhil,
No.
and all
No,
the
ma'am.
yes.
Kerosene not burned. Kerosene burnt and cooking oil. I don't know.
Now kerosene
Yes, ma'am.
Flammable.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
cooking oil.
Yes, ma'am.
Cooking oil.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Cooking oil will burn only at very high temperature. Okay, at low temperature, cooking oil will not burn. But at very high temperature, cooking oil will get burnt. Okay. Now we have already read in the last chapter that we use fuels. The previous chapter, you have learned it that we use fuels for various purposes at home, in public places, and in industry also. Energy is provided with fuels burn, and we notice that burning a substance produces heat and light. Because of this, the process of burning is made use of a variety of purposes. So after burning, we get the products. After burning, we not only get some particular products, but also we get heat and light, right? As a result of burning, heat and light is produced. So this is why burning is used for a variety of purposes, for getting the products, the desirable products that we need, for getting light or for getting heat. That means to get different forms of energy. In this chapter, we will discuss the process of burning in detail. We will also discuss various fuels and their use in our daily life. First, the topic in this chapter is combustion. We know that substances like wood, coal, and petroleum burn. They catch fire when they are burned in the presence of air. Chemically, this process of burning is called combustion. So combustion is nothing but the process of burning. And burning is only possible in the presence of air. In the absence of air, burning is not possible. Can any of you tell me why?
Ma'am, because in absence of oxygen, nothing can burn.
Yes, ma'am. Burning because of
Yes, ma'am.
Because burning needs oxygen. In the absence of oxygen, burning or combustion cannot be possible. So here you can see carbon plus oxygen, it makes carbon dioxide plus heat plus light. So in the process of burning or combustion, heat and light will be produced along with the product. As the process of burning of a substance in the presence of air or oxygen with the liberation of heat and light. For example, carbon burns oxygen to produce carbon dioxide. Similarly, suppose any fuel that we are burning, that fuel plus oxygen, it gives us the product plus heat plus light. Complete combustion takes place in the presence of sufficient oxygen only. It is accompanied by the evolution of heat. Evolution means also production. Heat and light is also produced. Emission, heat and light, and thus is an exothermic reaction. So the reactions in which heat is produced or heat is emitted, that is, they are called exothermic reactions. And the reactions that absorb the heat from the environment, they are called what? Tell me. They are called endothermic reactions. Okay. So all the chemical reactions that generate heat, that produce heat, they are called exothermic reactions. And the chemical reactions that that absorb the heat from the environment, they are called endothermic reaction. So combustion is an exothermic reaction because heat is produced in this reaction. On the other hand, incomplete combustion takes place when the supply of oxygen is inadequate. So if the supply of oxygen or amount of oxygen is not sufficient, then incomplete combustion takes place. So due to incomplete combustion of carbon and oxygen, can anyone guess what we can get? If the combustion is complete, we will get carbon dioxide. But if the combustion is incomplete, then what we will get? That means oxygen is present, but not enough or sufficient oxygen is present. Then we will get CO.
Carbon.
That is called carbon monoxide. So if the combustion is complete, then we will get carbon dioxide. And if the combustion is incomplete, that means enough oxygen is not there, then it will produce carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is also a harmful gas for our environment. And it is also one of the greenhouse gases. It can also cause greenhouse, the warming of the earth, global warming, what we call. Okay, now combustible and non-combustible substances. Some substances can be classified as combustible and non-combustible, depending on whether or not they can be burnt. So combustible substances, a substance that burns in air to produce heat and light, they are called combustible substances. That is very easy. You all know paper, wood, kerosene, coal, and cake, hydrogen. Liquefied petroleum gas, that is called LPG, that we use for cooking, and natural gas, petrol, diesel, alcohol, they all are combustible substances. And non-combustible substances that don't burn even in the presence of oxygen. And the examples are water, glass, sand, metal, cement, whatever you will get that do not get burnt easily, they are called non-combustible substances. What are the conditions needed for combustion? The primary condition is the presence of oxygen. But let's see what is written here. The substances which have very low ignition temperature and easily catch fire with the flame are called inflammable substances. So very low ignition temperature. Ignition temperature means what?
Ma'am, that is minimum temperature at which the fuel catches fire, that is the ignition temperature.
The minimum temperature at which it catches fire. Very good. That is the correct answer. So that means the substances simply we can say the substances that catch the fire very easily, instantly. They are called inflammable substances like alcohol, LPG, petrol. These are inflammable substances. Special care must be taken while storing or transporting inflammable substances. The lowest temperature at which a substance catches fire, that is called ignition temperature. It is already written in the next line. Different substances catch fire at different temperatures. So the ignition temperature for different substances will be different. So it's not the same for all the substances. For example, matchstick. It's a piece of wood or a tin or a tin, full of kerosene. Do not, just a second, what I'm reading. For example, a matchstick, a piece of wood or a tin full of kerosene that do not catch fire on their own. This is because the temperature of the matchstick, wood and kerosene are lower than their ignition temperature. So they will not catch fire on their own. If we burn them, then only they will catch fire. Why this happens? Because their temperature because the temperature of them is lower than that of their ignition temperature. Ignition temperature means the lower temperature, the minimum temperature that they need to catch the fire. So their temperature is lower than that. If their temperature was higher than the ignition temperature, then what would happen? They would catch fire automatically. Ignition temperature is the temperature indicating the ability of the substance to catch fire. So if their own temperature was more than that, they would catch fire automatically, and always they would continue burning. Okay, it's themselves automatically. Thus the condition conditions necessary for combustion to take place are as follows. First is presence of combustible substance or fuel. Fuel, we need a fuel to burn. Then the presence of oxygen, and the third one is the minimum temperature for burning or ignition temperature. So these are the three conditions or factors that control the combustion. Combustion will not occur in the absence of any one of these. Let us perform two activities. That means now we will read two different activities. The first activity, you have already learned this in your previous classes. I am not reading it as it is written in the book, but I'm just telling you. First, you will have to burn a candle. Then what you will see that the candle is burning properly in the air, and you will have to keep it in the open air. It's burning perfectly. But whenever you will cover it with a glass, then after some time you will see that what happened? The candle will the candle burn?
No, ma'am.
No, it
It will blow off, right? It
Because,
will blow off.
yes, ma'am.
because absence of oxygen.
Yes, when you have covered it at that time also, few amount of oxygen were present inside the glass. So it will keep burning for few seconds. After
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
when all the oxygen, it will use up all the oxygen and no more oxygen gas will be left there. And at the same time, carbon dioxide gas will be produced. Okay, so it will just blow off. So what is the conclusion of this activity? The candle burns for a while using the oxygen present inside the glass tumbler, and then it blows off as the oxygen present in the glass tumbler is completely consumed or used up. This indicates that the air is necessary for combustion, particularly oxygen. You just give a tick mark up to this. Tomorrow we will start from this part, types of combustion. This chapter is very easy chapter, but each and every line is important. You will have to memorize more. And I will tell you few chemicals are also available that I will show you one thing that catches fire immediately when it comes in contact with air, because their ignition temperature is, their own temperature is almost same or more than the ignition temperature. This is why they are not kept in air like that. Okay, I will show you some chemicals are there. Whenever you will just take it out into the air, it will catch the fire instantly or immediately. Okay, so that's it for today. Now I'm giving you 1 minute. Just go through this part that we have discussed today. If any problem or doubt is there, you tell me now. Okay, take 1 minute and go through this part. Okay, read this part. After that, I will call your names for taking the attendance.